All of these people in my life acting berserk. I'm feeling all pissed off and hurt. I need to know if I am the jerk. Oh, am I the jerk?
Okay, are you the jerk if you don't go visit your dad who's dying with cancer? Now, here's the layered story that goes into this, because it seems like a no-brainer at first, right?
Well, what did Daddy do?
That could be an angle, but here's the thing. It's not at all that Dad did anything, which is why this is really kind of a tough and twisted story. We got this email, and it says, my father is dying of cancer, and it's driving me insane. He does not know that he even has cancer that is terminal, and my family has decided not to tell him. The hospital told my mom, but he was so out of it that they decided not to say anything to him. So when he kind of got more consciousness, they never shared with him that he has terminal cancer and he has a limited amount of time left to live.
Oh. Is that illegal?
I don't know.
But when it comes to
I mean, she's done it. I don't know.
I'm saying, though, shouldn't the medical facility, shouldn't they tell you your condition when you can at least be aware of it? How does that work?
That makes no sense that he doesn't even know he's got cancer.
At least to that level. Yeah, I mean, he may know that he's sick, but he may not know that his cancer is terminal based on what it says here. Now, she thinks that he's going to live longer if he's not worrying. So this is why the wife is not telling the dad that you got cancer, because she thinks that what it will do to him mentally will take him down faster.
Now, one of your basic human rights is to always know what's going on with your personal health and body. No secrets, no mysteries. We all have that right.
So the person who sent in the email says, I think he should know, but I get ostracized from my entire family if I even bring it up, us telling him that he has terminal cancer. The problem is that I want to spend time with him. However, I cannot bring myself to even visit my dad. My grandmother died on Christmas. My grandfather died in March. I'm having a hard time, and I can't possibly keep my emotions in check in front of him. There's no possible way I can even face him and pretend that everything's okay. I can't see him without saying something. I know my dad, and he's going to see it in my face, and he's going to ask me why I'm so upset. So what then? I think my family is wrong for keeping these results from him. He should have the opportunity and the right to get his affairs in order. The problem is, I don't think my mother wants him to create a will because everything is in his name, and she is the type of person who wants to control everything and everyone.
So he never went to a doctor or anything? Was he getting like another procedure and they found out he had cancer?
Maybe.
Who knows? Yeah, that I didn't ask that question. I did send back another email and ask for other updates.
I'm just trying to figure out. I'm just trying to figure out the details here.
So it's about the will?
Well, that's what the person who sent us the email thinks.
Oh, good Lord. This is layered. I mean, you're either protecting Dad because you want him to not be thinking that he's dying and you want him to live as long as he can. And I do kind of believe that somebody who doesn't know they have cancer could live longer. And when they tell you you're dying in 3 weeks, you'd get sick faster. But I don't know if anybody has the right to withhold that information from Dad.
You don't have the right to do that.
And she agrees with you. She agrees with you wholeheartedly.
She has to go visit him. What if he passes away and she doesn't go visit him? Then she'll really be upset.
The other thing, too, so is he in the hospital now? I
don't think so. I think he's at home.
Because if you're I'm just trying to figure out how is this not getting brought up to him? How is it a secret to him that he doesn't know he has cancer? How would you not know that?
He must be not in the hospital anymore. He must be back home.
Yeah. She said, I think what my family is doing is wrong, but we'll respect their wishes. If something happens to my dad and I miss the chance to say goodbye, I will forever resent the decision they made. I am so tempted to say F it and tell him just so I can be with him. Would that make me a jerk? If she goes against her entire family, she says that she wouldn't be able to go see her dad without breaking down, and he'd be like, why are you so upset? And then you're
gonna regret that. I don't know what the hell to tell you about your crazy family not wanting to be honest with Dad, but I do know if you don't go see him, you will regret it if he passes away before you get a chance to spend time.
It's a slam dunk. It's you tell your father what's going on. You be honest with your father, and then you deal with your family when you deal with your family. But you can't be doing this sitcom ruse with your dying father who has cancer. That's not right.
Especially if you think it's about the money and a will. I mean, that's a horrible reason to not tell somebody they have cancer.
He's going to find out anyway. You can't have cancer like that, being in a hospital and not. This doesn't make any sense. You got to.
Well, you can die at home with hospice.
Yeah, somebody texted in and said if the mom has guardianship, then he no longer has rights to know. I don't know if that's the case, but trying to get the explanation for how we're in this situation.
Yeah, what's his mental stability?
Yeah,
that might be a thing.
Well, I mean, if it's terminal and she's talking about him, it sounds like it's very soon. It doesn't sound like, this is anything that's happening soon.
This is messed up.
Now, somebody said these people belong in jail. You're going to live with a lifetime of absolute horrendous guilt over this. And yeah, to me, I think, look, you've already told your family that you don't agree. What is it that's binding that holds you to this? Is it because mom's going to be in control of the will and you need some of the money from whatever his estate's going to be? Is that what is keeping you from going to see your dad? Because, yeah, to me, that is a no-brainer. And look, it just seems crazy. I mean, if he is terminal and his health is failing this fast, just to be emotional, I think you just say, look, I'm concerned about you. I hate to see you in this state. I don't know that you have to go and give your dad any more information than that, do you? It's not your job to let dad know he has terminal cancer if he doesn't know, right?
I would tell my dad he has cancer. If I know that there's this big...
You would let him know that your time is limited?
Of course I would. Everyone's got the right to know that. If everyone else has the information and you don't...
So you would say, Dad, you have terminal cancer, the rest of the family won't tell you?
Yeah, I would say, Dad, you have cancer. You need to look into this. We gotta... Yeah, you have cancer. Sorry. Let's make sure we're doing the right steps. Yes, I'm going to go and against my family on this one.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
That's heavy.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I really wanted to help this person out because, after hearing their email and trying to ask some follow-up questions, I'm like, yeah, I want to legitimately help. But to me, it just seems like you are in the right to go visit your dad. And to Jaybird's point, I think you're absolutely in the right to also let him know if it comes up. Be like, Dad, they won't tell you have terminal cancer. Now, that likely is going to cause a huge blow up, and there's going to be fighting with the family. And, but look, when somebody is so in the wrong, I don't mind standing up and having fights with people.
Well, most of the time, a lot of people don't stand up when there's so many people, even when something's wrong. This is where you got to be strong. Look, in your heart, this is wrong and icky and gross. We all look at our faces. This is depressing. This is awful because it's wrong.
How far did she say does she live from Dad? Like, is going to visit him like a big ordeal where she has to get on a plane and travel? Or is he close enough to drive?
Don't know the answer to that question.
Because, I mean, regardless of what's going on, cancer, not cancer, if your dad is sick, you should be there visiting him and spending time with him. And that's regardless of his cancer. You're going to be sad if anything happens to him and you didn't spend time with him when you had a chance to visit.
I think that's the no-brainer. Now, I think it all comes into what you tell them. One person texted in and said, my mother was dying at the age of 57 of terminal brain cancer. She did know she had cancer and was fighting it, but when it came back, we decided as a family not to let her know it wasn't treatable. It would do her no good to know that there was no hope. So we let her have that hope that she still had a fighter's chance.
But at least she knew what was going on.
She knew she had cancer, yes. But she thought the whole way, I could still beat this.
Gosh, this is tough.
But they're doing it for positive. It's the family you're talking about with that email. This is a financial thing. It's gross.
It is. Yeah, there's a lot of grossness going on. Unfortunately, there's a lot of grossness in families. And this sounds like that's one of these situations where you are caught up in this and you're just trying to do the right thing. And to me, the right thing is seeing your dad. And to me, I guess that's the only question is how honest are you with Dad? Would the one person say, well, give him hope. Don't let him know that you have no hope and this is absolutely terminal. To answer the question, the person who had sent the email, they were listening and they did text. You'd had the question about how far.
Yes.
They said, I live 30 minutes away, and it's actually he. It's not about the will. Yeah, they said it's not about the will. It's about being with him and not trying to hide my emotions.
I think you should go. 30 minutes, you're so close. You need to be going. And when you get there, figure it out. Do what's in your heart. If you go in with an open heart and no planned agenda, be in the moment and let your heart tell you what you should do when you're with your dad. Mm-hmm. But if you don't go be with him, you will regret this for the rest of your life.
Yeah. And I had asked, too, I said, does he know that he has cancer? And they said he still does not know. So it doesn't even sound like he knows that he has cancer.
So he thinks he's just home sick with something else? That's so weird.
It's
Yeah, I don't
not.
know why he was in the hospital in the first place, and he was out of it and didn't understand it. Yeah.
That also doesn't seem legal to me, where they tell you your condition about your terminal cancer and you're out of it and you don't remember. How is that right?
I don't know, dude.
Yeah, it sounds like the family's not doing him right. You can try to say we want to give hope, like the one person had said. That'd be the only thing I could see to justify it, but otherwise, it doesn't sound like the way to handle it.
Call me old-fashioned. I think everyone has the right to know about their health.
Yep. Caroline sent in a comment. She said, when you're talking about a will, they could be talking about a living will, which outlines wishes for medical problems. Maybe he said in the living will he didn't want to know about terminal issues. So maybe they're actually, living by his wishes. I guess that's what somebody could ask for.
We got to include that in the email before everyone gets all fired out. It's kind of an important note.
Yeah, if he has a living will that says, don't tell me I'm terminal,
It's a
then
completely different situation.
you should not tell him he's terminal.
If that's the case, that's different.
Yeah, they said they're not speaking to their mother right now. And I'm trying to get information through my son on what's going on.
Good gravy.
Yeah,
Y'all better fix this before Dad dies, or you will be really, really upset with yourself for not trying to fix this.
Yeah.
You only get one chance to say goodbye. If your dad passes before you get to do that, you're going to be so mad at yourself.
Yeah, the person texts back, they said what Dad had done, he just had a medical procedure. He was in pain. So when he was out for the medical procedure, they're like, hey, we discovered cancer. It's terminal. They came and told the wife. And she's like, all right, we're not telling Dad.
That's not legal. You have to tell the person you can't do that. That's not proper practice. You don't tell the person, you tell the person that's in the bed.
So I don't know how that wound up like that, but that's apparently where we are.
That's a mess. Good luck with all that. But put everything aside and just remember, you need to be with your dad.
Yeah, they said that the hospital said there was nothing they could do, and they released him after 2 days. That's how it went down. Crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, it's tough stuff. Well, best of luck.
Keep us posted.
Your family's making a tough situation even tougher.
We're gonna pray for you.
Yeah.